Folks, today's a good day. The parts are starting to roll in for Project Revert. And as it turns out, the luggage rack actually can hold some things. I've just put these up there for effect. I haven't packed anything around on it. If you have actually packed anything around on the luggage rack of your convertible, please comment below and let me know. I'd love to know. I could never imagine packing anything on the back of one of these. Anyway, we're gonna be pulling these boxes apart and going through everything that I've got thus far. I also have some things I need to order that slipped my mind. We'll talk about those later on in the video. And I'm also gonna get this car up in the air and go underneath it with you as a little bit of a remorse part 2. If you've caught my last video, if not, I'll link it for you here. We went through the top end of this thing. Then I'm gonna go and take you through the bottom end of it. I have some sneaking suspicions that you're not gonna wanna miss this. Let's see what we got. Always properly packaged. Thank you, LMR. Ooh, okay, folks. This is a bit of an exciting one. Well, for me anyway, because I haven't seen one of these things yet. At least live and in person. Some of you may already know what this is. Oh, I should probably leave. No. Let's crack her. LMR's digital dash. That is actually quite slick. And now this is the Canadian version, right? The kilometer per hour. And yeah, they got a whole nother digit there in the tack. I'm actually looking forward to installing this. It is, from what I gather, a little bit of an involved process, but if you're not afraid of wiring, I actually quite enjoy wiring. I understand it's not that bad. Some sensors need to be changed. Looks like we got, I'd assume, all that stuff in here. Yeah, it runs off a Dakota Digital kind of brain. Oh yeah, there's our sensors, sweet. Destructions, the cable. This is slick, folks. If you haven't seen LMR's video on them installing this, it's probably worth checking out because, yeah, it's, well, you can get a sense for how involved it is, or stick around and wait for my install video, I guess. But yeah, we got a new dash. Because this thing, I've come to find out, actually has a 4-cylinder dash in it. It's a lot of the reason as to why it's acting as squirrely as it is when I'm driving it. Okay, I don't know what went on here. I didn't open this box. Maybe it got opened at customs. I think this is the box. It's all the odds and ends. What do we got here? Oh, right. Can't really talk about this publicly, but this gets rid of some of the emissions stuff. That's not from LMR, actually. That's from another outfit. If you're interested in eliminating any of that stuff, let me know, and I will let you know where to get one. This is AC stuff. So this thing was missing some of the hoses. Oh yeah, we got it all. Oh yeah, we got a coil cover and a new compressor. The one that's in this thing, I believe, is still fine, but the owner wants something that looks a little prettier. So here we are with a brand new compressor. Okay, this stuff's not all that exciting. All right, okay. We got contour fans that are gonna go on this. So that's the fan system. The rest of it, because I got the controller, I got everything to make the install as easy as possible. So that may be in one of the big boxes. To that. Okay, that. Okay, let's see it. Big box. I don't know what this is. I can't even remember ordering some of this stuff, but. And we had a couple of adult beverages when me and the owner were ordering, so it is somewhat of a mystery. Oh, this is new felt or carpet for the trunk. Okay. Again, not that exciting. Alright. This tube could be used as a bloody weapon. I don't even know how to get into it. Jesus, it's got like fiberglass tape on it. Right. Oh wow. These are the new belt moldings. Geez, I thought this was like something super fancy, but I guess LMR is maybe sick and tired of having these things damaged in transit. Like that cardboard weighs 5 or 6 pounds. Huh. Again, not that exciting. I'm thinking there's some exciting stuff in here. Okay. Yeah, we got lots of odds and ends here. All right. These are the kind of the front trim piece of the belt molding, door belt molding. We got a console delete. Oh yeah, new positive and negative cable, kind of the OEM style positive and negative cable. I don't know where the positive is quite yet, but okay. We got interior paint and interior prep. Okay, we got AC stuff. That can go on the AC box. Okay, some interior bits and pieces, power window bezel. Okay, here's all the fan control stuff. Yeah, I believe that's for the fan too. Let's put that fan. Maybe I'll just leave it out for now and organize it in a minute. Oh, new Ford emblem. The one was missing on the trunk here, so we got goofy little stuff like that. What's this? Oh yeah, this is more fan stuff. Yeah, you get we opted for the anodized black, but overflow canister. That's all that's in here. Oh no, you get a hose, piece of paper, some mounting hardware, maybe even a sticker. I got enough SBE stickers to probably outfit every toolbox, every Foxbody toolbox owner out there. We got a hood to firewall seal. Okay, that's all fan related stuff. Oh, that's a intake bolt kit, because we do have to put a new upper and lower intake on this thing. We got injectors. Okay, some of this stuff, that's AC. More stuff. We are working our way towards a rear disc brake setup in this car. And right now they're on back order. So I just kind of started ordering some of the bits and pieces, portioning valve. This is that brake line Cobra master cylinder deal. That's probably the master. I'm thinking. Oh no, that is our new mass air. Okay, set that there. So we got a bigger mass air and bigger ejectors, because ultimately this poor 302 with the, where do those injectors go to now? Right there, okay. This poor 302 is just getting absolutely choked out in the fuel and air department with the stock upper and lower intake that are on it. Oh, we got some new armrests. Okay, set that with the interior stuff. Screws, that's probably for the armrests. Okay, here's the master. So again, this is all in preparation of doing this rear disc brake swap, which you guys have probably seen me do on the average Fox. Brake stuff. What do we have here? Oh, fan controller. Okay. I believe that's a Dakota Digital part as well. So that's fan. We got plug wires. He wanted some blue plug wires. Oh, right. This goes to the fan stuff too. And what do we have here? Box in a box. That's paper. Okay, this is fan related too. These are the shroud mounts for the Contour fan. Relays, hardware, 5.0 Resto decals. Cool. Now time to start organizing. Right, so we're all packed up and organized. I've got some sense made of all this and I can start moving forward. Hey, if you guys are interested in one install over the other, like as far as a chronological unfolding of Project Revert goes, maybe mention it below. Let me know what you're interested in seeing first, because I'm trying to figure out a plan of attack for this thing. And now on that note, another missing component and massive component to, well, making this car right is the upper and lower intake. I want to put, well, I and the owner of the car want to go with a trick flow upper and lower, and they are currently on back order at the time that I filmed this video. However, in the coming days, they're expected to be in stock, so I can get those ordered and in the mail. Again, I mentioned earlier, I've got some bits and pieces for a rear disc brake swap ordered. It was just more or less to make this shipment make a little more sense. But the rear, actually, I don't know what component LMR is missing, whether it's calipers, brackets, axles, rotors, I don't know. But something's on back order there too, so that will be coming as well. I should mention we are going to do a interior revamp on this car as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, let's get this car up in the air, and I'm going to point out some very interesting things. Okay, I'm going to start you back where this whole disaster took place. So as I went to pull this car onto the hoist, you can kind of see a little bit of blue paint on this threaded U-bolt. Well, I hit the exhaust, or I hit the U-bolt, I should say, on the hoist coming on. And now this exhaust, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do a scabbier job in my whole entire life. I mean, other than the fact that it's just nothing's lined up correctly and it rattles and it hits on things, why would you put these U-bolts facing down, right? Like there should have been some indication that this whole kit hangs fairly low, and you know, now you're just adding an extra inch of, well, reduced ground clearance. So look at this from this angle. I mean, it's hard to tell because, you know, obviously I'm parked on the hoist, but like I would guess that those U-bolts maybe stand 3/4 of an inch off the ground, maybe an inch. Like there is zero ground clearance at all. So I actually knocked the muffler right out of the flow tube here, right out of the mid-pipe flow tube. So it wasn't even in there all that well. And I mean, yeah, just one thing leads to another as far as alignment goes. So as I was back here kind of checking things out, I noticed that the diff cover, this great big gnarly diff cover, is actually hitting, I don't know if it'll show up on video there, guys, but you can actually see blue paint on it. It's hitting the spare tire area there from the trunk. So yeah, that's interesting. What else? I mean, you can just go on and on with this thing. I'm ultimately going to have to go through and like absolutely check every single nut and bolt on the underside of this car. Like, I don't know how they let this thing leave the shop in the state that it is, because yeah, it's there's lots of interesting things. So moving forward, this thing, one of the complaints from the owner was that like when you put it into gear, it actually doesn't line up on the selector up top in the console area. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't typically mess around with automatic transmission cars. And so yeah, I got to do a little bit of homework on that, as far as like maybe it's got the wrong cable in it. Maybe it's stretched, maybe it just needs to be aligned. I don't know. So more to come on that. The oil leaks in this car are just obscene. Like everything is leaking. This transmission is brand new. So's the, well, bottom half of the motor. The motor's completely rebuilt, but it's got this great big stupid deep sump oil pan. You can probably tell I'm not a big fan of these things, but I don't know if they messed the gasket up, or you know, these pans are somewhat known for not sealing all that well too. Like they didn't piss around with hardware. They used all kinds of good hardware and stuff in it, but yeah. So anyway, probably had a brand new starter in it. It's covered in oil. I mean, pretty much everything down here is covered in oil. Moving on up here, that coilover is almost hitting the tire. I mean, I'd venture a guess and say you've got maybe 1/8 of an inch between that coilover and the tire. So that's good, right? Super safe. Oh, right. The sway bar. Okay. So on this side, at least it's got a nut on the bottom side of it, but it's not even tightened enough to have the nylon bite of the nylock portion of the nut. On this side, it doesn't even have a nut. I mean, it's missing, actually it's missing all those polyurethane bushings. So I'll have to order new end links for it. The bump steer kit, well, they didn't really align the outer tie rod end all that well. It's still up on an angle. I don't even know what the point of putting that bump steer kit on was. So we're going to need some spacers for that to actually make the bump steer kit do what it should do. What else? Oh, tires rubbing on the inner wheel well. That's good. We got stuff unplugged. We're missing the lower air dam. So I think everybody's familiar. There's that like plastic kind of spoiler air dam deal that runs in here. Believe it or not, that is a very important component to these cars. So it actually especially in the GT cars, I should mention, because there's not a lot of opening for air to get into the rad, right? Because they got that kind of closed in section up on the Ford emblem there. So you're really just dealing with this area right here that's taking in air. So this actually acts as a bit of a wind catch, and it cycles air from underneath the bumper up and towards the rad and just pulls in that much more air for cooling. I mean, even the side, whatever they're called, deflectors, they're missing here. This one's missing, I'm sure. Yeah, there's like, they're kind of a rubber plastic deal that sits between the rad and the rad support. Those are missing. All of that will factor in to overheating issues, which I'm sure is the case with this car. Yeah, geez, guys, it just goes on and on. I mean, I don't even really know where to start with this car because there's just so many things. There is actually a transmission harness that I've, you can't really see it. I've tucked it up in there, but it's burnt. It burnt. It was hanging down and it burnt to the exhaust. So I got to figure out what the hell that's for and fix it. Yeah, check engine lights on, but I haven't even scanned it for codes. I'm going to definitely start in and around there and, you know, work my way down the list. Missing the dust cover on the transmission here. Jeez, like this poor car. Well, ladies and gents, there you have it. We've got parts, we've got a real messed up Fox, and we got to start getting after it. So I mentioned earlier, if there's something that you guys want to see, like a how-to or how I'm going to go about doing something that came out of these boxes today that we opened, happened first, just mention that down below, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Again, I got to get ordering some more parts. I don't have any of those, like the air dam deflector, the frame rail air deflectors. I don't have any of those. I didn't even realize this car was missing all that stuff. So back to LMR we go, ordering more parts. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you so much. If you think this video helps somebody, please send it along. That's why I do the videos, to help out the community and give back in any way I can. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.